Why we are getting collectively smarter. When you exercise or when you lift weights, you get stronger because of resistance. Your body has to increase its VO2 capacity or, push itself to get stronger. You have to, go against the weight to lift it. So resistance, as long as it's not outside of our parameters of what we can handle or adapt to, does make it stronger. That's where the famous expression, that which doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Because if you have a challenge, you have to either give in to the challenge or face it or overcome it. So the challenge that we face in terms of our adaptation today and related to our intelligence is information. There's so much information overload, and the rate of change is increasing according to the law of accelerating returns. So in order to process more information, we have to become more capable, i.e. smarter, in the way that we deal with information, the way that we process our lives. So every generation is facing more and more data as they grow up. So now we have the Generation Z, which has basically been raised on cell phones, doesn't know any other world before the internet. And that's just been like a deluge of data from day one. And, previous and earlier generations had a more, relatively speaking, carefree, if that's not too strong a word, existence when they were young. And obviously there's always been problems, there's always been, chaos to a certain degree in different forms that a person could encounter. But just the rate of change and digital information and the challenges that those impose. Like, now kids have to worry about, bullying on social media. They have to worry about, depression that goes along with increased, digital use at times for kids, and a lot of other things that, previous generations didn't have to deal with as much. So even all just the adult themes that obviously parents, controls and supervisions, but there's a lot more data overload on kids and adults now. So as a consequence of that, as an adaptation to that, either we have to just give up and drop out of society and the digital, which, which some people, do to a certain extent, but, you run the risk of being left way behind if you just give up on all technology. Obviously, there can be a middle ground as well where you embrace some, but you don't become beholden or a slave to technology as well. But the advent of the information age and information overload and technology coming on us in waves has forced us to adapt to it and become more resolute and creative and adaptive in our coping mechanisms, and in that sense, more intelligent.